We can't allow people with fully automatic assault rifles driving around trying to kidnap little Jewish girls. But what you shouldn't call them is right-wing extremism, okay? Me pointing this shit out isn't right-wing extremism. Me pointing this out is it's common sense. It's blatantly obvious what's going on. So Myron Demkew, the liberal bought and paid for police chief of the Toronto Police Service, you better start doing something, because if something happens here like happened in Bondi Beach, I'm telling you, you won't have your job long. You're gonna have to resign. Same as that goofball mayor, that mayor child dancing around at all these goofy parties and raising the Palestinian flag up above City Hall. Something bad is gonna happen. Come join me today on my urban hike. I do a loop around a municipal golf course not too far from my house, and I take a break within the golf course and I talk a little bit about what transpired this week with regards to 6 members of parliament being denied entry into Israel and 3 young adults in the Greater Toronto area that were arrested for terrorism related offenses. So, and I also go over some safety tips for the ladies when you're walking in urban environments. So stick around. Well, I'm on a hike again today. It's Saturday in Toronto, and I'm a little over 4 kilometers into my hike. I'm just sitting at a bench. It's what are we at here? The 7th hole on Scarlet Woods public golf course, and I want to talk about a few political things. What I'll do, I walk the perimeter of this golf course, and any of my hiking footage I'll put at the end of my political talks if you want to continue watching. In this video, in my hikes, I put in a couple safety tips with regards to navigating through urban wooded areas, urban cities, if a SHTF situation happens. But I want to start off with what happened on December 16th, where 6 members of parliament went to try to get into Israel, try to get into the West Bank through Jordan. It was 5 liberals and 1 NDP. I'll put the pictures of the politicians up on the screen. And apparently it was funded by an organization, which I'll put up on the screen as well, that Israel deemed a terrorist organization. So when they got to the border, Israeli authorities denied them entry into Israel. So one of the politicians went on to claim afterwards that they were kind of manhandled. I think it was a woman. And so and this is going to lead in to something a little closer to home in Toronto. My question is, why are 6 members of parliament, federal members of parliament, going to a war zone on the guise of a humanitarian observance pilgrimage? 30 Canadians went on a, 30 Canadians, a large contingent, and they didn't prearrange this with Israeli authorities. So what were they thinking? You just can't go into a country that, it might be a ceasefire going on right now, but there are still very dangerous areas there. So I think it's a publicity stunt. The Liberal Party has become nothing more than social justice warriors, political agitators, religious agitators. Why are the Mark Carney Liberals wanting to keep this agitation going? Because you know as well as I do, they go over there and they're not going to report on how good the Israelis are managing the ceasefire. They're not going to report on how well the Israelis are treating the Palestinians in the Gaza. They're going over there to propagate the genocide, the atrocities that the Israelis did to the Palestinians, and we all know that. So the Israelis weren't giving them any ammunition. And if one of the delegates got manhandled by a couple IDF soldiers, like, what does that mean? Did they get pushed around? Were they verbally abused? They're lucky they came back without serious injury, or they're lucky they didn't have to spend any time in a prison. So, see what, just by the little interaction with the Israeli government, Israeli forces, they tried to make something out of nothing. Whereas, you know, they go in and it's all over. That's the only thing that was reported. They were denied entry and one of them was manhandled. So, I don't know if it was a female soldier, I just using the term manhandled. Okay, so Israeli put a stop to that propaganda tour. Earlier this week, 3 young adults in Toronto were arrested through an interjurisdictional investigation that involved Peel Regional Police and the RCMP, a couple others. Now, these 3 individuals, the oldest was 26, and I think they're like, I don't know, 18, 19 or something. I'm going to put all their pictures up on the screen as well. And the 26-year-old was out on probation for weapons violations. Now, apparently they've been tracking these 3 since May, and I'll put the details up on the screen as well. And they executed some search warrants this week, and they took them all into custody. Now, during the execution of this search warrant, the 26-year-old was in possession, listen to this, to an AR-15 style rifle that had select fire capabilities. Now, what that means is you could either go between semi-automatic fire, which is squeeze, 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 or selector switch to fully automatic, one pull of the trigger, and it will empty the high capacity magazine, which they also had, this guy also had. And he also was in possession of a Glock handgun with a Glock switch on it, which would effectively make the handgun a fully automatic handgun. And it also had a tactical light hooked up to the bottom Picatinny reel. So, and it also had an optic on top. Nice weapons. Don't get me wrong, they're very, very nice weapons this dirtbag had. So what these guys were doing, they were going around trying to kidnap women, and they had links to ISIS. They had cryptocurrency capabilities set up to fund ISIS, and they had money transfer capabilities to fund ISIS, and they were in the midst of orchestrating a terrorist action against the Jewish community. Now, this rhetoric is getting us. You got six federal politicians going over to the Gaza to come back here and stir up shit. Then you got 3 radicalized Islamists walking around our streets, driving around our streets with military grade weapons, willing and capable of using those weapons on the general public. You have pro-Palestinian protesters up in the Jewish community every week. Bathurst and Shepherd, I believe. I've never been up there. You have pro-Palestinians walking down Jewish neighborhoods, chanting their rhetoric with their Palestinian flags. Okay, put this into perspective. Now, wake up one morning and you look out your window and you have a bunch of people walking down your street with Nazi flags or Antifa flags. In my estimation, it's the same flag. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to look out my blinds, open up my curtains, and I'm going to see 10, 20 assholes with Antifa flags or Palestinian flags. That ain't going to fly in my world. I'm going to confront them. I'm going to confront them. Now, in the Jewish community, what the Myron Demke instruct police do, they escort them. They escort them either on foot, in their scout cars, or on their bicycles. They escort this terroristic organization, this terroristic group. That's what they're doing. They're terrorizing people. You wake up in the morning, you're drinking your coffee, and you hear chants out your window, and you're a Jew. I'm not Jewish, but you hear a Jewish. You're in a Jewish community. You look out and you see a bunch of people wearing their scarves and having those loud whistles almost on your front lawn. Like, okay, so Myron Demke, I'm going to tell you this, police chief, the bought and paid for liberal police chief, same as the mayor, the pro-Palestinian police chief, the pro-Palestinian mayor. Listen, I don't want this. My whole thing is, I'm a guy on the street. I don't want to be involved in this in my city. There's no reason for this to happen in our country, in our city, okay? What's going to happen? They are foreshadowing a catastrophic event that's going to occur in Toronto. There's many people like these three assholes with these military grade weapons walking around are walking amongst us in this city, in this province, in this country. There's many. You can call them sleeper cells. You can call them radicalized jihadists that go to radicalized mosques. You can call them whatever you want. But what you shouldn't call them is right-wing extremism. Okay? Me pointing this shit out isn't right-wing extremism. Me pointing this out is it's common sense. It's blatantly obvious what's going on. So Myron Demkew, the liberal bought and paid for police chief of the Toronto Police Service, you better start doing something, because if something happens here like happened in Bondi Beach, I'm telling you, you won't have your job long. You're gonna have to resign. Same as that goofball mayor, that mayor child dancing around at all these goofy parties and raising the Palestinian flag above City Hall. Something bad is gonna happen. That's all I got to say today. If you want to watch my I'm a little heated. If you want to watch the rest of my video, I'm going to walk out of this golf course. It's about -4 today. It's windy, it's a little cold, and you know, I might come across some wildlife I haven't yet. I came across a raccoon, sorry, a raccoon that was looking for some food. I got that on video. But anyhow, something's got to change, people. We can't live amongst these people. We can't allow people with fully automatic assault rifles driving around trying to kidnap little Jewish girls. Smarten up. I just entered the southwesterly most point of Scarlet Woods public golf course. I'm on the property again. There's Scarlet Road there, and I'm going to go across the golf course a different direction today. I want to see if I can come out over at a set of stairs that lead up to a junior public school. I'm not sure if I can get through there or not, but I'm going to go try and find out. Stay tuned. Going to skirt the golf course on the southern boundaries, going up around here, as opposed to the last time I was down here. I was skirting the eastern shore of the Humber River. So I'll go up and come all the way around back over to there. I'll walk the perimeter of the entire golf course. Should have brought my wedge and my putter. It's been so long since I golfed this course, I don't recognize it. Yeah, it's been holy, it's got to be a decade at least since I golfed this. I don't like this course. As far as, and I don't think the city of Toronto owns this course anymore. I don't think, but it used to be one of the 5 or 6 municipal courses. But I like golfing Humber Valley, and Humber Valley is really nice, and I prefer Centennial even. They have 3 9-holes at Centennial Park. I like Centennial, you know, for a city course. And Don Valley, I've never golfed that. That's a city course. And Lakeview is arguably the best city course in the city. It's a Stanley Thompson course, Stanley Thompson design. It's windy out today, and maybe you can see the trees moving here, but with my media mod on my GoPro, you can never really pick up the wind on it, so you don't really get the unfortunate part. You don't really get the visceral sounds, but the good part is you get to hear my annoying voice. But I'm gonna go and see if I can get up over here, see what we got going on over in here. What are you doing, buddy? I got a rocky raccoon over here. What are you doing? It's okay. Uh-oh. Don't climb over the fence, buddy. You stay right there. It's okay, buddy. It's okay. So the reason I came over here, I wanted to see if there was an access point through this fence to get up to this pathway. There's a big a large staircase that goes up, leads up to a school by the name of Roseland Junior Public. And I've done a video up there. They have a memorial gardens and a memorial stone for World War II people that sacrificed their lives that went to that school. It's the top of the hill over up there. But there's a huge staircase here that I've been up, and I did a video, and I just wanted to see if there was an access point, and through the fence. And initially I would say there isn't, but I'm not going to go in there and scour to see if there's a hole cut in the fence. That is unnecessary, because I'm going to deem it that there isn't a hole. So the reason I do these hikes as well, I look for access points in the event that SHTF happens and I have to get to a destination other than where I'm living. So I pretty much, if you watch my videos, I pretty much know the areas very well. And I made a mental note of this to come back to this in the late fall, early winter, because then there'd be no foliage I could see, right? And so today, here I am. And so now, in an SHTF situation, would I have a set of heavy gauge fence cutting shears on me? Yes, I would. I own a pair of those mini bolt cutters. They're pocket size, and they can pretty much cut the heaviest gauge of fence pretty quick. And I've tried it on strap fencing. I haven't tried it on real fencing because there's no need to do that. I'm not a vandal. I'm not an asshole like that, so I don't have to do it. And I've never had to do it in an emergency situation. So over here at one point, and I made note of this last time on my video, which I'll put, maybe I'll put on the end of this video. Yeah, I will. There was a homeless encampment down here, and you can see the remnants of the homeless encampment. Now they made a pretty cool, I noticed this last time too, but I didn't get as close, but they made a pretty cool shelter here. So, you know, what are the odds of the city coming to clean this up? It's not, it's definitely not a priority. Now over here, okay, so there you go. So you can get over this fence here. There's a tree that went down, a blowover, and I didn't notice that at first, obviously, but now I'm noticing it now. So there's your access point there, and that happens a lot around golf courses. Old fencing is knocked down from trees. I've pretty much seen that at every golf course. Lambton, Weston Golf and Country, and now this one. Islington Golf and Country is another local course, and there's not too many fences around that. I've golfed that course about 15-20 times in my day. I used to know a member there. Another Stanley Thompson course. Beautiful course. Members only. This, like I said, this one, it's public. You just pay to get on this one, and hope you don't get a golf ball in the head, because it's like dodging. It's like playing dodgeball golfing on this golf course. Wear a hard hat. But hey, some people love it. Okay, so now I know if I ever come down that staircase, I can access the course. So one of my hikes, I will definitely be doing that, because the more access points and the more awareness that you have of your local forest and wooded areas in the city, the better. That's my whole point. I'm going to continue on, and I'm not going to go up here, because I know it's where the parking lot is and the clubhouse. I'm going to go straight across. Or, yeah, no. It's kind of funny. I'm walking a golf course in the winter time, but if you were to ask me to walk this golf course in the summer while golfing, I would think you're crazy. Strange how life works. Whenever I golf, I never walk. I always take a power cart. But yeah, and here I am, middle of December, and I'm walking a golf course with no golf clubs. Little pro tip for the ladies. Every so often when I come across someone on the trails and I see them not paying attention, just women, I don't approach, and I don't even approach all the women either, but the odd time when I see someone acting in a flagrant a flagrant way with regards to safety, I will stop and say something. And in particular, on my trail over here, which goes west of the Humber River, and a lot of times when I'm walking the trails, I see women carrying a purse or carrying like a little bag in their hand, and they're on their cell phones. They're walking with their heads down on their cell phones. And a couple times, this is when I'm on my bike, and when I'm on my bike, I'm pretty much geared up. I'm going to talk about my rig today, but pretty much, well, always when I leave my house, I have some sort of survival gear on me. Always. Doesn't matter where I am, whether I'm dressed up to go downtown in a business situation, I'll have a different satchel with survival gear in it. So this one lady, I'll use this as a particular example. Oh, look at this, someone lost their golf ball. The Pro V1? Is it a Pro V1? I can't see it. I can't see it, but I'll keep it. Hey, look at that. Made my whole walk. I found a golf ball. So this lady is probably in her 60s, very small lady. She's always has a smile on her face, and she's always walking with her head down, like I said. So one time I stopped because she was walking down the trail, and she was up against the grass on this side, and she had her bag, or like a little handbag, on the side where people could pass. So I stopped. I went up a little ahead, and I go, oh man, because I do look, the way I'm geared up on my bike and the way my bike is and stuff, I do look intimidating. So I'm always leery of scaring people, and that's not my intention. If you get to know me, you know I'm a very protective person. I'm not a scary person, unless you get on the wrong side of me. Then I can be a very scary person. So I stop, I come back, and I go, actually I got off my bike, and I came back. I go, no, don't worry. So I said to her, I go, ma'am, I go, two things. I go, if you're gonna walk with your bag in your hand, try to put it on the grass side to make it a little harder for someone to come by on a bike and just snatch it. Number two, you could get your cell phone snatched. Number three, someone could run into you on a bike. There's people that exceed the speed limits. There's people that take bikes on those it's really windy now, really windy. People that take bikes on those trails that aren't meant for those trails, electric dirt bikes, whatever, you can get run over. So my advice to women, if you go walking, try to team up with a buddy. Number one, always have a hike buddy, or at the very least a dog. And I don't mean a small dog. Small dogs are good because they will let you know a lot of times that there is someone behind you. A small dog will alert you. So I'm not saying small dogs are no good. Any dog is good. Any dog will alert you. I'm not saying all the time. Some dogs, they're not the best at alerting either. A large dog, if you have like a Cane Corso, a Rottweiler, Doberman, large German Shepherd, Belgian Malinois, those type dogs, that's a good backup. Very good backup. And most times you have a dog like that, the criminal will move on to the next mark that doesn't have a dog. So that's good. But if you're a single lady, and you feel it necessary to go for hikes in parks like this, well, listen, if you're a single lady walking on this golf course, you're taking a risk. I don't mean to fearmonger and scare people, but I wouldn't advise doing that. But if you do, you see these? Carry at least one trekking pole with you. Today I have two. I prefer to carry two. They have tungsten tips on the end of them. Tungsten's a very hard form of steel. Now, they have varying lengths. They have various different configurations, various different manufacturers, obviously. So what these do, they do assist you in walking, keeping you upright, going down hills, up hills when you're walking on ice. That is about 30% why I bring them with me. The 70% why I bring these with me is to keep an animal or a person at distance. And it's more so for people. We're living in a society where we have rampant drug addiction, we have rampant mental health concerns. We have unsustainable immigration coming into the country, which means, well, I shouldn't say which it means, but it also ties in with unvetted immigration. Let me put it to you like this. This is real world talk. This is real world talk. That's what I do. I don't sit on my computer and chat GPT it. I don't sit in front of my computer all day and look at other people's video and say, I would do this and I would do that. No, that's not me. Even if I do have some advice for someone, I very rarely will give it unless asked of it. Now, I'm the type of person that gets out. So here's what I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you, on these on these path systems, you see more single women walking on the path systems than you do men. But the men I do see are single African men. And no, you're gonna ask, Dewey, how do you know they're African? Because if you look at statistics with regards to immigration coming into the country, and if you know anything about the different regions of Africa and the people, and they have a distinct look, different regions of Africa. And I've been around. I've been around, so that's how I know. But what it is, they're out walking the path systems by themselves, just like me. Like if I was a single woman, and I'm being honest, if I was a single woman and seen me come up walking towards them, I'd probably be intimidated. I'd probably be scared. And you know what? If you are intimidated or if you are scared, do not show it. My advice is to look the person in the eye. Get a good mental look at them. Don't shy away. Okay, so ladies, doesn't matter how old you are. I do see a lot of elderly people that walk with trekking poles. I suggest for women to get trekking poles. This lady I was talking to, I told her to lose the little handbag and get a crossover, a front crossover. Hey, listen, women can get some stylish crossovers, okay? You can get a Louis Vuitton crossover, I'm pretty sure. A Coach crossover, you know. But I wouldn't suggest doing that either, because then you're gonna get rolled for that. Just get a generic crossover that you think looks cute and put all your things in there. Have a little compartment for your phone. My phone is down here. My wallet is here. On this rig today, I have an 1800 lumen tack light. I have a red light for at night. I have a 3000 lumen strobe tack light, the EDC 27. It was one of the best lights going. Got a guy over here with his dog. Morning, sir. How are you? What's your old dog doing?
Getting old, but he loves coming out here.
Yeah, I bet. Have a good day. Some people are more talkative than others. He wasn't too talkative, and that's fine. But you'll notice too, 9 times out of 10, I will always try to initiate a conversation with someone because I want to see what their mental state is. I want to see if they're friend or foe. Now that guy, he's not friend, but he's not foe. And he knows by looking at me that I don't want to be his friend, but I could certainly be his foe. He knows that. So that's good. I'm not an easy mark, obviously. I get some people in the comment sections thinking that I am, calling me a Karen. And you know what? I don't care. Spout off in the comment sections. You look back at my videos, listen, hey, am I a Navy SEAL? Am I some sort of martial arts expert? Absolutely not. But what I do have knowledge of is street knowledge. And my local geographical knowledge is very good, and my local knowledge of Toronto and Canada is very good. So you can chat GPT me. You can be a factotum like that little girl in School of Rock. I can't remember her name. Summer, I think her name was. I'll put a picture up. You can be a factotum, and you could sit in front of your cozy laptop, whatever, desktop, and you can put up stats on my comment section all day long. But I'm out here living the real world. The real world, listen, isn't the Gaza. It isn't Israel. This is Canada. We don't need this shit here. And what I do on my channel, I try to put an outdoor spin on it, and I try to give some some safety tips. And I'm going to try to give a safety tip per video. But ladies, when you go walking with your friend, hopefully with a friend, if not, walking by yourself, get some trekking poles. I'm not going to tell you to get anything else, because anything else is illegal in Canada. So I'm not going to do that. But it's up to you. The old saying is, I'd rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6. You know what I'm saying? So if you feel the need to get something other than trekking poles and a front crossover, a back side sling, well, that's up to you. I'm going to walk out of here. I'm going to show you a little bit of the Humber River first. Very nice here. It's a nice spot of the river. And the water is a little up because we did have some melt. The ice and snow melted yesterday. So, got another golf ball there. Another golf ball there, but I'm not digging it out of the frozen ground. And that's why I'm not here today looking for golf balls. I'm here because I like the solitude, the privacy, and I was hoping to see some coyotes, which I did, and all I seen was a raccoon that wanted to be my friend. You'll see that on the video. You got any questions with regards to any other sort of safety tactics, safety gear, drop it in the comment section. You know, a lot of men, they already know this well, a lot of people that watch my content, you know, they're far more advanced than me, so they don't need to ask me any questions. They could give me advice, and if you have any advice, by all means. But I'm going to tell you, I pretty much have navigating Toronto, Ontario, and Canada down pretty good. So survival training in the woods, I'm about a 6 out of 10, 6.5 out of 10. Would I like that score to go up, my survivability index to go up? Of course I would. I got to get out there more. Do I have all the gear for that? Oh, I have all the gear. I have all the gear for that. I got all the gear. So thanks for watching. Enjoy your day wherever you are in the world. Bye.